Hey, just a quick note before we get started. I put Vantage on Big Daddy Bullfighter. I had to go back and replay chapters 20 and 21 because Vantage Khalil was not good. And so I decided put Vantage on Tyronio because, then maybe if I throw him in a group of enemies who are dealing 1 to 2 damage each and he triggers Resolve, he will just kill them all before they can kill him.
That's totally understandable. Usually you give Vantage to a mage so they can, kill an enemy before they take damage, but Khalil's not killing anything in one hit.
Anyway, stay tuned, and we'll begin the show. All right, bye bye. Hi, this is Danny Doyle. I'm joined once again by Jacob, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem 9 0% growth playthrough. We are playing solo, which is a relatively short map, but this video might be a little bit longer than the normal solo clears for a couple of reasons. One is that I find this map very interesting, both in terms of the gameplay portion of it and also just some of the insights that this map gives into Fire Emblem 9. I'm not sure how aware of the development of Path of Radiance any of y'all are, but it was a pretty rushed game. It was actually, or not necessarily rushed, but it was it was worked on at the same time as Sacred Stones. They sort of divided resources in half on both of those. And you can definitely see, if you look into the game's internal code, things about the way that it's programmed. It refers to itself as Fire Emblem 8 internally, for example, that just sort of reflect, or some of the names of items internally. The double bow is called the long bow internally because it shoots 4 squares.
A really long bow.
Yeah, there's just some interesting stuff about it that, to me at least, reflects that, if not necessarily rushed, there was some impact on the development of this game based on the fact that resources were divided between it and Sacred Stones.
I mean, if you think about it, I just looked it up. Sacred Stones came out October of 04, and this game came out April of 05, so not even 6 months later.
Yes.
This game came out.
And I feel they both probably got somewhat negatively impacted by the division of labor. Sacred Stones, notoriously one of the easier games, also notoriously one of the smallest casts. I think probably the smallest cast outside of Gaiden.
I actually looked it up, and it does have the smallest cast outside of Gaiden. I actually think Shadows of Valentia has more characters than Sacred Stone.
So, yeah, they both kind of suffered developmentally by the division of resources. And one of the ways that it shows up in Path of Radiance is, I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with the chapter names, but a lot of them are really fucking weird. There's a map called Strange Lands that I think, so I always get it confused because there's a map called Strange Lands and there's a map called In a Strange Land. One of them we've already played, that's the one with the crows, and one of them we're going to play in a few maps, and that's the one with the boulders. And there's just weird decisions like that. This map is called Solo, but we've deployed 10 units, which is kind of weird. And the reason for that, and the reason for a lot of these, is translation errors or translation rushing, which, so this map is supposed to, its Japanese name is something along the lines of the loneliest melody or lonely melody, because plot-wise we discover that this is where they were holding Raisin's older sister hostage, who went mad because of isolation. Very tragic, and the name fits that, but Solo, you can see how the translation team would get there, but it doesn't really make sense. I was discussing this with someone else on YouTube, who I'm going to link one of his videos in the description, and he was talking about how there are, in Fire Emblem 9, there are a lot of translation errors, but there's translation errors for chapter titles in some of the earlier games, too. He was going over FE7 titles, And there's a couple of, again, that's another game with really weird map names, and some of them are mistranslations as well. So it's a pretty cool video. I thought I would shout out, check it out. But yeah, this map's name is a translation error, as are many others. I don't know exactly all of them. Like, this is the sort of most glaringly obvious one. I think it's actually mentioned on WOD. But yeah, rushed game, rushed development.
All of that to say, the chapter name is funny.
The chapter name is funny. This is also, so if you play it in a vanilla context, this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest chapters. They did some really cool stuff with the shove mechanic, in that all of these priests, including this one who is armed and will attack you, and these ones who have staves, I think it's like a sleep staff and a silence staff. Yeah, silence and sleep. Or 2 silences, okay. But all of these priests, these ones will heal the boss. If you kill any of them, like, they're hostages, so if you don't kill any, then you'll get a reward, which is the Ashera staff. If you kill them, you won't get the reward, like, even a single one. Even if you kill, like, this guy on retaliation, you won't get the reward. In Maniac mode, actually, a lot of them are armed. It's kind of ridiculous. So the map is kind of a puzzle in terms of figuring out how to shove priests in order to get to the enemies. Like, here you have to kill these guys with 2 range attacks or lure them out, and then shove to the side. Which I think is really cool application of the mechanics. And yeah, these guys will also attack you, and if you kill them on retaliation, then no reward. So if you're playing this in a vanilla context, you want to not have 1-2 range weapons equipped. Be very careful about placement in order to not accidentally kill, because they're very fragile. Like, these guys are 28 HP, 5 defense. You will probably accidentally kill them.
You can one-shot him with a 33 might attack, which I guess in 0% gross we might not be able to reach, but I'm pretty sure Jill with the steel axe might actually be able to reach that pretty easily.
Tironio probably can.
Oh, he for sure can. He can do everything.
But yeah, so it's a shame that because this map is so cool, it's a shame that it's also one of the more well-known free one-turn clears. And I actually kind of want to show off how that would work. It's not how I'm going to end up clearing the map, because there are a couple of treasures I want to get, and you can get the 2 most valuable ones using a 2-turn clear. But I do want to get basically this entire treasure room, which I think the best treasures are the one in this chest and this droppable bolting, and you can get them both on turn 1 and then kill the boss on turn 2. But I wanted to show off how the 1-turn works. I put the Spirit Dust on Khalil, but it's not necessary. You could get this with base Khalil. I promoted Tormod, but again, not necessary. You could get it with base Tormod. Let's make sure they're all armed correctly. Khalil, Tormod, okay, cool. So this is how you kill the boss on turn 1. It is, like, shaky hit rates. Not like that. It is a little bit shaky hit rates. Like, you have to hit 283s, and Tormod probably has a little bit lower hit than her in this context, although higher probably in vanilla. But it is, like, just reset and RNG abuse if you miss.
Yeah, I find it weird that it's so easy to just clear this chapter for free.
I feel like it was an oversight, honestly. Like, I feel like when designing maps, Fire Emblem programmers don't think about the player having access to 310 range.
But at the same time, I am kind of happy it's here, because I really would not want to try to play this map vanilla and get the Ashera staff. I really don't like challenges where you have to keep red units alive, like recruiting Douglas or keeping any other red units alive. I really don't like those side quests. So I'm happy there's just an easy way to kill the boss and make chapter 3.
And that is the efficient 1-turn clear. Of course, if you want to do the 2-turn, you kill the bolting mage with Khalil. She doubles him at base again, so she will 1-round him. He drops the bolting. You send a bunch of people to kill the thief that opens the chest that I pointed to, and you would get both items. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to reset the chapter and try to get the entirety of the leftmost treasure room. I don't think I'm going to try to go for the rightmost one, just because it gets a little bit tedious. Like, there's a tiger that shows up. There actually is a tiger this time, unlike last chapter.
Oh yeah, all those tigers that showed up last map.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a tiger. He showed up on turn 1. He was a blue unit, though. But yeah, I don't think the rightmost treasure room is worth it. Like, it's got a silver bow and a tomahawk, which are pretty good, but I don't value it highly enough to waste my time on it. I'm going to go ahead and reset, and we will show you a slightly longer, slightly, in my opinion, more interesting clear. But we will be right back with that.
Make sure you bring more priests or some babies.
Oh yeah, best fucking boss death quote ever. Fun fact that you might not know about this guy also, because this doesn't trigger at 3 to 10 range, but do you know he has Colossus?
Yes, I actually found that out on, what was I doing? I was looking him up. I was looking up his stats because I wanted to check something, because I was looking up the chapter. Oh, I was looking up the chest contents because you asked me about it a few weeks ago. You asked me about the chest contents during our last recording, and I scrolled past them and I was like, this guy has Colossus? Since when?
No, he's always had Colossus. He also has a killer bow and a killer axe, and if you're playing vanilla, they're easy to steal.
But we're just gonna kill him from multi-range because screw shoving.
Yeah. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. This is, I think, closer to what the developers intended with this chapter. It feels like, much like the desert chapters, this was supposed to be one of the ways in which they nerfed they nerfed mounted units. They wanted to encourage you to use... Yeah, we'll go here. People who could shove. Yeah, exactly.
Shoving is just such a fun mechanic. I really wish shoving would just come back as something everyone could do. It's such a fun mechanic to play around with.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that in, like, the you want to shove chapter, there's a solution that involves no shoving. It does at least involve unmounted units, because you can't use bolting with anyone who has a mount. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
There's no mounted magic unit class in this game. I never thought about that.
I mean, missed, I guess, technically.
Oh, you actually did shove him upwards.
Did you think I was lying?
I said that as a joke. Well, I guess the...
Should I roar this priest in order to stop him from attacking me?
Do it. Do the roar.
So this is... I mentioned the potential 2-turn, where you kill the bolting guy on turn 1. Actually, let's see if I can do that from outside of their range.
I was actually wondering if you were just going to be leaving her in the range, but I wasn't the same. You're the expert here.
So on Maniac mode, I did that, and I, like, rescued her out with a Kanto unit.
Yeah, I've always been okay with killing this guy with Siege Tomes, because you're kind of trading 2 bolting uses for a 5-use bolting, so it's kind of, like, cool. It's
pretty easy to, if you have a trained-up team of, like, people with stats, it's pretty easy to kill him on turn 1 without using a bolting.
I mean, we have a trained-up Tormod. I see a Sage Tormod. That looks trained to me.
Is it here? Yeah, so they will reach her. So we'll just
our mounted unit
put
that we're rescuing
Stefan here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it's not fine.
So, oh, we can just block with Ike. He has weapon triangle advantage.
You know what would be great right now? If she had Vantage or something.
It'd be really nice if we had a general that was really good at tanking hit.
In order to stop her from getting weighed down, at least, I guess.
Yeah. Is Volk gonna be able to take a hit? I mean, I guess
He should. He should. I've got some staffers and shit.
We are now exposing all of the planning that goes into this run.
How much? What are you fucking talking about planning? What the fuck is planning?
I like how Ike's in range of someone.
Yeah, he's in range of that fighter, though. If he gets one shot by a fighter, this run deserves to fucking die.
Okay, I cannot wait to watch him get crit. Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go.
He's gonna get. Oh, he doesn't. He probably gets doubled. Does it get doubled?
No, no, Ike good. He got poisoned though.
I'm really disappointed by that. I was really hoping he'd get doubled and then killed by the poison.
So yeah, normally, or not normally, but like how I do the 2-turn, both in here and in Maniac, is just, I had, I think it was Astrid kill this guy. Like you kill the Swordmaster and then you run up with Astra, kill this guy, he drops the most recent thing he stole, which is the Sleep Staff. And then you can do the kill that I showed off on Schaefer. But here, and like, so then these guys are irrelevant because of that. Here, obviously, we have to do something a little bit different because I do want to go for these 2 chests. This one in particular has a Spirit Dust, which I think is pretty good.
That'll be good. Look at Les contributing.
And let's see, I'm assuming, like, Tanith one-shots this guy. Or 1 rounds, I mean. But let's see if Tyronio can attack with the spear. 29. Okay, so how different is the spear from the javelin? It's 12 might versus 6. Okay, so if I want to get the kill with Tyronio, I would have to use the spear. But, like, I'm not using the spear to attack a fucking priest, or a thief. So we're just gonna go for the 285s with the javelin, and
I sure hope you weren't gonna be using that spear to kill a priest. Otherwise, why are we here?
There we go. Gotta sleep.
Nice sleep staff.
Send her down.
We won't kill them.
Shove this guy. Boop. And now we have to figure out how we're taking care of these fucks.
I thought that was going to be in the preparations for the map, but...
Okay, I can steal this heal staff, I guess.
Hey, it's just cute. We need to go get that.
I know there's some men's up here, because that's the reason you have to kill Schaefer with the bolting meteor. Because if you leave him at low HP, he'll just get healed all the way back up. There's also a physic. Like, it would be really nice to steal that physic, because you can never have too many. But I just don't feel like dealing with the reinforcements, which is why we're going to go ahead
quite a bit of
and...
pretty scary reinforcements in this map. Even in a vanilla run, I remember those reinforcements giving me some trouble every now and then.
Yeah, I've lost Janaf. I lost Janaf and a couple of Ironmans on this map. Of course, I shouldn't have expected anything out of Ike. Let's see, can Stefan kill these guys? Okay, Stefan can set up a kill for Ike. So what we'll do, Stefan, boom, boom,
then we dance Stefan.
Boom. Yep, then we dance Stefan and get Rayson to go to the fuck out of there, I believe is the technical term for it.
Oh, when we're giving a, we're letting Stefan get hit a bunch to put him in resolve range.
That's the other really good unit you're thinking of. The other, that's Big Daddy Bullfighter. You know, I was thinking about this earlier, right? I jokingly talked about how the beginning of Fire Emblem 0% growths was Redhead Emblem, because you've got like Tormod, Titania, Riss, Kieran, Marsha, they were Jill, like all of those people were big deals. And now I haven't deployed any redheads other than Tormod and Riss, who are basically just here because they're my healers. But what I have started deploying is a couple of fucking daddies. And I feel like that's going to be a consistent theme is now the end game is like Big Daddy Tyronio, Big Daddy Joffrey. Stefan, not really. He's just sort of like messy-haired twink.
He's the weird desert man that you don't talk to or give him the hitchhike ride.
I mean, Tanith, I wouldn't say daddy, but definitely a fucking top. Yeah, Stefan's just sort of the weirdo. The weird uncle who sits in the corner.
Did those analyses like work into your unit rating on how you feel about the units, or I was gonna Astra
or crit? Nope, neither. That's okay.
No. Instead, he's gonna die on enemy phase.
No, he's not gonna do that because I've got a secret weapon.
Oh, you're gonna use the Ashira staff to heal everyone.
Ah, stop it. I've got a one-use men staff.
Okay.
I gave him a bunch of almost broken staffs because this map is not going to last very long, and so I figured it doesn't really matter if he can't kill like that, so we can...
Does that guy with the short axe move on the right?
He didn't, and I think he doesn't. I think he is much like the guy on the left, where he exists for making shoving more difficult, basically.
Okay, like the how.
Like you can't just shove the dude back here. I think none of these guys actually move. They're here in order to make it frustrating for you to be able to shove.
I've seen the two fighters move before, but I think he just didn't have anyone time. Maybe you did. You had Khalil in there.
Yeah, Khalil hasn't moved.
Oh, okay. I thought I've seen them move before, but I could be just thinking about those mercenaries that chased you.
Maybe.
Now it's bolting the bishop boss so we can end the chapter.
No, I want to get those chests. I was trying to see if there were any, like, worthwhile things to steal. And the answer is no. The answer is always no. There's a droppable chest key, but I do want to get those chests with Volk because I think that chest key is going to be more valuable in the Black Knight chapter because there's a lot of chests in that chapter. They all have good shit and they're pretty spread out.
Very true. And we get the double bow in that chapter, so we better make sure we get that.
You mean the long bow?
The very long bow.
No. In the game code, it is referred to as the long bow.
Why haven't we forged the weapon called that yet?
I mean, have we forged a bow yet?
Yet. But we're almost in Joffrey Town.
I don't think we're even forging a bow for Joffrey. TBH.
Oh, you're so cruel. Why are you gonna treat my Jeffrey like that?
I love how the reinforce command is just sitting there tempting me to murder all the priests because the yellow units would just murder all the priests. There we go,
Nice.
got a chest key. Ooh, strong feral one.
I think their tiger.
And he's
is
got the
better than
Laguz
ours.
Slayer. This is not good. That's not fair.
This keeps getting better every turn. Kill the priest.
Well, so at least this guy, like, he actually can't attack this square because the priest isn't going to move.
That's true.
We ready? We're gonna dance for our armor knight.
Shove Volk back to space.
Yeah, just to show him we mean business.
If you don't shove every turn, you're not making full use of your units. Let's.
There we go. We'll do
You got me
that.
excited
We'll
there
do
for a
that. What, you thought I was going to actually reach an enemy with Tyronio?
Yeah, I forgot that he was a general there for a bit.
That's okay. We still forgive him because bullfighting memes.
Except it looks like he's about to be tiger fighting.
Here, I'll
Everyone
shove
left
Volk.
left.
You happy?
There we go. Shove strats.
I could shove Race in, even though it would be, like, actually getting him out of where I want him to be.
Suboptimal.
Very suboptimal.
Should have brought a restore staff.
Nah, I didn't need a restore staff. I speaking of should have brought a restore staff. Wait, who? Oh, Volk hasn't moved yet. Yes, that shove was very important. Now he can reach the square Letson.
Yes.
But speaking of forgetting to bring a restore staff, we actually have a lot more restore uses than we did before I replayed that chapter, because I forgot to bring a restore staff with me to Without a King.
Very impressive.
So there were some very funny close calls where like Jill was just asleep and getting murderized.
I like how the game has to stop and think about all the priests that it's not moving.
I mean,
Man, he almost kills that priest. Should have given him flare.
There we go. He kills the Swordmaster.
Let's go.
Kill for Tormod. Woot woot. I was listening to someone talking about like rating units, and they were saying that even though movement is the best stat, Tormod is the worst mage, and it had me so on tilt because like I get that he joins you under-leveled, and like if you trained Soren or Ilyana, they will be better than he is at the time he joins. They will never have celerity, and they will not have like base access to Meteor.
I would definitely say he's not the worst. I would definitely put Ilyana as the worst out of the three of them. I would still put Tormod just a bit above. I would still put Soren above Tormod just for availability. Just because he helps you win Tormod.
I don't value Soren's availability though, because it's so hard to train him during the time that he's available.
I usually just give him a bunch of bonus experience as soon as possible, and he works out pretty well. Which I know anyone's good with bonus experience, but he's a good candidate for bonus experience because he pays out on that bonus experience. Nice men.
See, I actually disagree that he's a good candidate for bonus experience, because I think actually Tormod, ironically, despite the fact that he joins later, I think Tormod is a better user of bonus experience than Soren is, because, oh nice, transformation. So at the time that you get Soren, if you spend bonus experience on him, that's bonus experience you do not have for Marcia, you do not have for Jill, you do not have for... those are the two big ones. Like, they both join fairly under-leveled and need bonus experience, and they join around the same time as you get access to bonus experience. That's really frustrating that you would choose to be able to not go past. Okay, well, we'll do this. We'll shove him. We'll make appropriate use of our shoves.
Good.
Boop. Boop.
But I guess at the same time, like if you're saving bonus experience for Tormod, that's also experience that you're not giving to.
Why are you saving it? You get a bunch of bonus experience either in the chapter that you get him, or like in the few leading up to it.
Because you can give some to Soren and then give some to Tormod.
I just don't. Okay, here's another argument against Soren. Wind is garbage in this game. Like, wind is so fucking bad. Having a high wind rank, like, even if he gets access to Blizzard, which is not guaranteed, even if you're using him, even if you're, like, training him or whatever, like, even if you're using him without using bonus experience, which is the wrong way to use him, then he's not guaranteed to get access to Blizzard, and if he does, it's the worst Siege Tome, and you get it latest. Like, I still don't have my Blizzard. I think you get Blizzard around the same time that you get, what's that mage?
Oh,
the one we don't have yet. Yeah, you get Blizzard, I think, I might be wrong, but I think you get Blizzard around the same time you get Bastion, which is just, like, cool. I already have someone who can use this now. I don't need Tormod. Or I don't need fucking Soren for it.
Now, you get at least one arm scroll pretty early on, and that can help him out a little bit because who else needs an arm scroll?
The shop.
The only other, I don't think you need money that bad that you would need to sell the arm scroll. I think last time I arm scrolled my Soar into a Siege Tome, and I thought it was one of the best uses of it. Wow, why is it hit so bad all of a sudden?
Oh, that priest has what's this? The skill from Awakening?
Dawn?
No, that's the skill from this game that actually exists. The Dark Mage one. I was making a joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe his biorhythm went bad or something.
Oh, probably. No, his biorhythm's at best.
It's even better. Oh, is he? Maybe it's because he wasn't in range of Rayson. Because he has Rayson support, right?
He does, yeah. Well, let's see. Is it better now?
Does he also have Muarim support?
He has a bond. He has a bond support with Moram. He has a support with Khalil too.
Oh, Devdon is the other support that was on his list. That's right. So maybe it's just the Rayson support wasn't there because Rayson's Heaven Affinity, right?
Well, so Moram he has a bond support with.
That's true. How did the bonds work again? Is it within 3 tiles? Or
I'm
is it
pretty sure it's. I don't know. I don't know.
I've heard sources say both, and it confuses me. So I always just ignore the bond supports.
I mean, I think that they're largely irrelevant. Supports are largely irrelevant if they're not Earth Affinity. But they're nice to have. Like, him having the Rayson and Khalil support did increase reliability, because I really wanted to get the kill with 2 Meteor uses as opposed to 2 Bolting uses, because Bolting's better.
Yeah, Bolting's much better.
Plus, like, Meteor's probably going to be living on Tormod, just because I want Khalil can use it, but it's going to be living on Tormod, who's got worse magic. But yeah, that's the chapter. Should have brought some more priests or some babies. Dang.
Or Har, as he says in the top middle.
We're getting Har next chapter. Tune back in for Mecha's Bridge. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and bring some babies.
And replace Jill with Har.
Replace? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.